Kicking off the weekend right with Woodward Nights, baby. Let's get this weekend started. Packed show for you boys and gals. Let's go.
Yeah, and we do have a really packed show. Broder, obviously a couple hours ago, there was breaking news.
Did something happen at Michigan?
I guess something happened, and we're going to actually talk about it. We might go 2 segments on this.
Well, let's announce it like right when the show's about to end, like right before they get on the plane. So then you have all weekend before anyone can respond to it.
Yeah, and maybe since it's a national holiday, maybe we should do it later tonight as well.
Yeah, because the banks are closed, the courts are closed. Just we'll wait till that moment.
I like that idea.
Okay.
That's a scumbag move, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Just wanted to make sure. We won't be scumbags, though. We are nice people here. We love everyone tuning into this chat right now. Appreciate all of you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We're going to get into it, though, right away. Usually we do the whole trending topics thing. We're going right into Michigan's
Give me fuel,
news.
give me fire.
So, Lucas, do you have that breaking news graphic? I believe you might have put that together. There it is, right there. The Big Ten. Breaking news. The Big Ten, not expected anymore. They have disciplined Michigan, and they will prohibit Jim Harbaugh from being on the sideline for the rest of the Michigan's regular season. Broder, I'm just going to go to you real quick. I have a lot of notes on this and things to talk about with this. What are your first initial thoughts? You graduated from Michigan.
I did.
You are a pure Michigan man. Thoughts on this?
I did, and maybe a little later I talk about the Big Ten just in general. When I was at Michigan, I don't know if you knew this, my senior year, I was the Michigan's Big Ten representative for the athletic department. So I got to go sit in on the meetings with all the athletic directors and stuff, and it's an interesting little situation. But my first takeaway is the timing of all this. For them to do this, Michigan already gotten on the plane to Penn State. It's Friday. It's Veterans Day, so it's Veterans Day tomorrow, but the courts are closed today. So it's a whole mess to be able to get the injunction, the restraining order that Michigan is likely going to be seeking. It's just a mess. I read through the letter from the Big Ten commissioner. A lot of it makes sense in terms of what they think they have, in terms of some of the evidence against Michigan, but again, it still seems like there's a lot of speculation. Well, the NCAA has this. Well, we have this, and we're worried about players' safety today, and we're worried about the infractions were this year, so you need to be penalized this year and not wait till next. It just seems like this is all just very, very premature. Like I'm not even trying to come to the defense of Michigan if something did happen. Which it does seem like it did. I mean, it seems like Connor Stallions is a freaking psychopath, but it doesn't appear there's any evidence that Jim Harbaugh knew. So then it just gets into all the stuff that, the CEO concept. You should know everything that's going on with your team. Who knew? What offensive coordinators? I don't know. I just kind of went on a few different things. It's a mess. But the timing of this all to go down, real douchey move out of the Big Ten. Classy, Petiti.
Yeah, no, and Petiti, I'm just going to start calling some people scumbags here, if that's okay. I made sure I could say the word scumbag. The other day, I said it on the show, and everyone in the room, Nick, Jalen, Broder, you guys all looked at me, and you guys were like, did he just say scumbag? And then I kind of questioned myself a little bit, and I was like, is that a word, a term I can use?
I thought you guys did that to me a couple days, before. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not a bad term.
I feel like it was Broder for some reason, because we're not used to it out of Broder.
Okay. Oh, because I was calling Ryan Day a scumbag, and everyone looked at me, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Let it fly.
Okay,
in the
I did
nighttime.
a tweet out, and I had to text some people. I was like, "Is this a good word?" But I mean, you want to go over the list of scumbags?
Go ahead.
The Big Ten: Tony Petiti, Rutgers, Greg Schiano. The Big Ten: Ryan Day. The Big Ten: Ohio State,
Michigan State,
Ryan Day, Michigan State. Every single
Purdue.
one of you fans out there that is happy that this happens, and if you're sticking up for it. The only reason you're sticking up for it is because you just hate Michigan.
Yeah.
That's a fact. And I've spoken with some Michigan State people. Easy over there, he's a Michigan State guy. Lucas is an Ohio State guy. Every single person I've spoke with around here is kind of on the side of this is bad from the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Bad look. And you see people on Twitter, and I'm not going to name names or kind of go into that because they know who they are, like Michigan State people and Ohio State people. I have people in my comments, like, you know exactly who you are, and the only reason you're standing up for all of this is because you hate Michigan. You just don't like Jim Harbaugh, and it's just a vendetta. That's all it is. There's no real reasoning behind this. It's a unethical way of going about it, just suspending someone without doing a full investigation and going through the rights that you have. It sets a bad precedence to me. Lucas?
Yeah, I was just to say, it just makes the Big Ten look bad as a whole. I'm an Ohio State fan. But like, if you're born in Ohio, you dream about growing up and playing Ohio State football. Like, that's the dream. But at some point, like, Michigan and Ohio State are the biggest brands. I don't care what anybody says. Ohio State is behind this. Ryan Day is behind this. Ryan Day is insecure and knows that Michigan's about to pass him up. He's going to drop 3 in a row, and he's on the hot seat, especially when you have Brian Hartline sitting right there. So if Michigan leaves the Big Ten, the fuck is the Big Ten now?
Seriously.
Like, what is it? It's what the modern day Pac-12 is. But Ohio State, like, what's their biggest, like, what competition are they really going to have? Penn State? USC? Like, USC after this is going to be a 5-6 win team. Lincoln Riley is one of the most overrated head coaches in college football. Like, Ryan Day, I think, is solely behind this, and it's going to make Ohio State look soft, and it's just going to ruin the culture that's in Ohio State and Big Ten. And if there's anybody to ever do that, it would be Ryan fucking Day.
And I want to make this statement too, because I heard a couple people within the Michigan community talk about this, and I think it's a legit topic to talk about. Dave Portnoy spoke about it. There is actually, Lucas, if you want to throw, there was a tweet I sent in there about Michigan leaving the Big Ten. And Michigan actually, I hope I sent it. Okay, there it is. Michigan actually spoke about this before the suspension and said in a meeting last week, Michigan's regents discussed possibly leaving the Big Ten if Commissioner Tony Petitti, scumbag, suspended Jim Harbaugh without what the school considered due process. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys straight up here. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys
Straight
here.
about that water.
Michigan should leave the Big Ten tomorrow. They should say we're not playing maybe not. I would like to go win a national championship, but they should just get out of the Big Ten. Go to the SEC. The Big Ten needs Michigan right now. If Michigan leaves, I don't care who's coming into the Big Ten, brother. USC, UCLA, any of these teams, Washington, don't care. Michigan is at the top of the Big Ten right now. They're a historic program in the NCAA. I guarantee you the SEC would say, we'll take you right now. And people are the excuse, oh, Michigan's not going to win in the SEC. Listen, this is a perfect time for Michigan to do it. You're going from 4 playoff teams to 12. If you go to the SEC next year, fine, so be it. What, you lose 1 or 2 games a year, you're still making the college football playoffs. And you're competing more. Recruits are going to want to come. More recruits are going to want to come because you're playing against the best people. The Big Ten, brother, don't deal with them. If they want to do this, they're going to lose on so much money if you leave. You have the ball in your hand right now, and they're your puppet right now. That's how I'm looking at this.
People are doubting Michigan and the success that they could have outside of the Big Ten, and I don't know if they're going to leave the Big Ten. I don't know if that's an empty threat. I don't know if it would be the SEC, but they have more power than the Big Ten thinks. I mean, and to doubt them, to put them through this, to be petty, for Petitti to be petty like this, all it's going to do is motivate Michigan and their regents and the entire university and boosters, whether it's in the Big Ten, whether it's in the SEC, another conference, whether they go independent. If they had any issues with NIL before unrolling the checkbooks, Michigan donors are going to be coming out of the woodworks, making sure that they have the best players, whatever conference they're in. It's a freaking mess.
It is.
It's a mess.
Jack Harrington and Booner, they are going to lose 3 to 4 games in the SEC, dude. Hey, Jack, I promise you they would not lose 3 or 4 games in the SEC. If you watch this football team, and everyone's saying it around the country, this is the best team, all-around team in football right now. They're not losing 3 or 4 games in the SEC.
And even if they lose 2, the college football playoff expands next year.
And they're still
This is a perfect time.
Get out of there.
People forget, although they've been down the last couple years, maybe the last, we'll call it, couple decades, Michigan is the biggest brand in college football. It's one of the biggest brands in college sports. Even if there's a down year. No, they are. It's 100% true.
Roll Tide.
Yeah. Even when you Jordan brand, everything associated with them, it's way bigger than people think outside of just the smaller scope of competition in college football. Michigan's huge, and they're not going to go down easy. And I think this just pisses them off more, motivates them more to fight this. Even if there are punishments, real punishments eventually, who knows? They're not just going to lay down and suspend themselves again.
So I think that's the biggest thing to take out of this. And if you're one of those people, and I'm sure there are some people that are watching that are like, oh, this is good, they deserve this. be realistic. Like, take a step back and be realistic. The due process, all of that. Like, you have to go through a process with this. If it happened, okay, Jim Harbaugh gets suspended for 3 games to start next year. There is no way, and the Big Ten even said it themselves. They didn't have enough evidence to be able to. They don't have the evidence.
I have a question.
They don't have it.
So Harbaugh can't coach from the sideline. Is he allowed in a suite up top?
I don't know.
We were talking about that before. I don't think so.
How petty can, I mean, very unlikely. I mean, from the language that was in that letter, it does just say he can't coach on the sidelines. My guess is that expands to the booths, but I don't know. It also says not even Jim Harbaugh. It says the U of M football head coach. So why don't they just go be even pettier? Fire Jim Harbaugh, rehire him to some different assistant position, and put some other name as head coach and sit that person.
And Jesse in the chat, Jesse, I love you. We exchange messages all the time. You're a great guy, dude.
Yeah, you do. Kong Dong
But
along.
to say that the Michigan wouldn't compete in the SEC and they would just get manhandled by Bama and Georgia every year is just wrong. Like, dude, Jesse, you're a football guy. Like, you're a football guy, but you're a Michigan State guy, so you're going to say that. But you're a football guy. You watch these games. You watch Michigan and how they dominate in the trenches, how they dominate on defense, and they're one of the best defenses in the country. Come on.
Dude, wait,
they're going to compete. They would compete. Come on now. I want to be realistic here tonight.
You know, I never thought of John effing Lord in the chat just said it's JMO suspended. Is it similar to I mean,
feels like it.
Could it play out, I should say, like the JMO gambling suspension where, you know, the rules change by the time the punishment's over type of deal? I don't know. That's an interesting thought, John.
It's going to change because guess what's going to happen next year? There's going to be communications in the helmet. So it's going to change. So it's just at this point, it's just I don't even know. I'm mad. We got a couple more graphics though here. Obviously with this going on in the Michigan team, I'm going to throw it up there. The Michigan teams, they are more motivated than they probably ever have been. If you saw it there, Lucas just threw up. Every single player.
You just threw up? Are you okay?
Yeah, let's see if I can read these because I'm so far away right now. Is that J.J. McCarthy, Chris Jenkins, Trevor Keegan? I can't read. These is
Frozone, Zach Zinter, Carson Barnhart.
Zach Zinter, Carson Barnhart.
Last one I can see is
Josh Wallace. And then obviously the biggest one.
The biggest one of them all. The brand.
Suck it.
Tom Brady. Listen, I'm telling you guys what, and all of you people who are out there against Michigan and who want to say that this is right and this is what should have been done and they should get more punishment, there's going to be a lot more things I think that come out of this, Broder. And you're a Michigan guy. You kind of know kind of the backing of Michigan. Things could get ugly, I feel like, quick.
Things are going to get really ugly.
And
Broder's been behind the blue wall.
Yes. And they warned them last week. Michigan warned the Big Ten, said, listen, and to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if there's other schools that things start coming out because Michigan has a lot of insider information.
That's what I'm saying, man. This is all just going to make Ohio State and Ryan Day just look weak. It's all going to be. There's already been rumors, and I know they're not confirmed, obviously. But weren't you saying, Booner, they went the FBI or? Who was it, when they found out, where everything started, it was by somebody illegally getting stuff off the computers and it linked back to Columbus?
That's why the NCAA was like, I don't know if we can deal with this right now. If you guys got this illegally, we're going to take a step back here because we can't do this. This is nuts. Like the Kansas thing a couple years ago, the FBI got involved. And when that stuff happens, it's like Bill Self is still coaching. They still won a national championship. They still have a national championship. There's things that happen, yes. But the way that the Big Ten is handling this is very, very bad. I do think, I forgot what I was going to say. It slipped out of my mind here. It was something about Ryan Day and them.
Scumbag?
He is a scumbag, Big Ten scumbag.
This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Frauds.
I mean, this is literally just the beginning of it all.
I remember. It's like Ryan Day. He's about to lose his job, and people are like, oh, yeah, he's going to lose his, he went and did an investigation because he couldn't beat Michigan and tried to get some stuff on them. The SEC does all this stuff. Those coaches know, hey, let's not do this. I haven't seen half of the SEC. How many SEC coaches have talked about this? They know they do all. They want no part of that. Yes, they all do scummy things. Every coach in the country does something to trying to get around rules, do stuff a different way. And if they get caught, it's going to be like, oh no, yeah, we're going to get a penalty. But every coach does it. Ryan Day's just a big enough scumbag to go out there and say, hey, I haven't beat Michigan in 2 years. My job is on the line because really. If Ryan Day lost to Michigan this year, and when they do, he will be fired. He will be fired. You don't lose three straight to Michigan at Ohio State and keep your job.
I tweeted out a question a week or two ago of it was literally a general question: who loses their job first, or who basically between Jim Harbaugh and Ryan Day, like right when this started to heat up, it's like who has a better chance of getting fired first? And I think this all just this speaks to me. It validates even more that I think Ryan Day's days in Columbus are numbered.
Yeah, the way he went about it, I think there's a lot of coaches around the country that probably looking at Ryan Day and some of these the Rutgers coach Greg Schiano and a couple other coaches around the Big Ten, and they're like, all right, obviously, our word, what is it like? You trust someone's word? What is that like?
Mob mentality? No,
yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying, like, if you trust, like, if you do, like, I trust you, that, my word means something. It's just like obviously other coaches around the country is like, those coaches' words mean nothing because they'll go out and snitch like that. And when you have that in the Big Ten, and now you have this whole thing going on, things are gonna fall very quickly.
Greg Schiano, look in the mirror. Like, your freaking stadium sponsor is the most corrupt fucking company in the nation.